welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week September 9 to September 15, 2011. Once again, a spoiler warning for people not wanting to see or hear any details on Man of Steel. For everyone else, filming for the movie took place in the street outside the Hyatt Regency Chicago, where they shot a scene of a crowd of people all looking in one direction. We're told that Henry Cavill, Amy Adams and Lawrence Fishburne were in the crowd. io9.com posted a photo from inside Willis Tower where filming was taking place for an interior shot of the Daily Planet. The photo appears to show a Daily Planet globe positioned in the foyer of the building. Later in the week, the production moved to Union Station in Chicago, which was being used as Metropolis Central Station. Additional photos show Henry Cavill as Clark Kent riding a bike through the streets of Metropolis. While Pat Quinn, the governor of Illinois, visited the set in Chicago to promote the state's film industry and meet the cast and crew, including Henry Cavill. Collider.com published a brief interview they conducted with Michael Shannon, where they asked him to recall how he met Zack Snyder and how the role of Zod was offered to him for Man of Steel. Shannon said it was almost like he was pitching it to me, which I found to be a little bizarre. I felt like the table should be turned and I should be on my hands and knees trying to get the part. A report for the District Council meeting of Ucluelet, Canada reveals that filming for Man of Steel is tentatively scheduled to take place in Ucluelet the week of October 3rd. According to the movie's location manager, scenes in Ucluelet will be filmed as an Alaskan fishing village in various locations, including Helen Road and Main Street. September 26, 2011 marks the 70th anniversary of the Fleischer Superman animated shorts. The LA Times filed a report looking back on what many regard as the best version of Superman to hit the big screen. The article reads, "The series lasted for only 17 installments, but they created a signature version of the hero that helped define his essence as he flew across all of pop culture." Check out the full article at the LA Times website. In his ongoing series of interviews with 99 lost stars of superhero cartoon entertainment of the 70s and 80s, Mark Nobleman, author of the book Boys of Steel, The Creators of Superman, has a treat for fans of Superman the movie. Learn what happened to toddler Kal-El, teenaged Clark Kent, and the first person to comment on Superman himself, the Pimp. Visit Mark Nobleman's Noblemania blog to read the interviews. In TV news, a reminder to fans in the US that Targets, the next new episode of the Young Justice animated series, will air tonight, Friday, September 16th at 6:30 p.m. In this episode, Red Arrow's battle to prevent the League of Shadows from inciting a war pits him against the world's most dangerous assassins and allies him with someone more dangerous still. Too bad Aqualad couldn't convince him to ask the team for help. Look for our episode summary and review in the next few days. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Check out his review of the Season 6 episode The Perils of Superman, in which a masked criminal plots revenge against Superman by trying to kill the Daily Planet reporters. Diamond Comic Distribution announced this week that Justice League #1 has not only sold 200,000 copies to date, but that so far it is the best-selling comic book of 2011. In addition, the DC Comics app peaked at #4 on iTunes for top-grossing iPad apps during the first week of the New 52. DC Comics editor Chris Conroy blogged about the relaunch of both the Superboy and Teen Titans comic books. He wrote, "These are headstrong teenagers who may not know a lot, and in Superboy's case, fresh from the cloning tank, he knows nothing at all, but they know wrong when they see it, and they're not going to stand for it." There was just the one comic book for us to review this week, but it was a big one, Action Comics #1, which Michael Bailey reviewed, calling this issue a fantastic way to kick off this new era of Superman, and he gave it a 4 out of 5 rating. Superman comics available this week from September 14th include Superboy #1, Justice League of America Team History Trade Paperback, and Superman the Black Ring Volume 2 hardcover. In other news, the Superman homepage is hosting a live broadcast for Superman fans to come chat on air about the Man of Steel. Tune in on Monday, September 19th at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the US. During the live 30-minute broadcast, you can phone 714-242-6186 or use Skype to be a caller and chat with us live on air. Visit the site now for further details. That's all the Superman news there was for the week September 9th to September 15th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, welcome welcome to Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. Today I want to give my little review of Action Comics #1. Talked about it a little bit last week, but I wanted to mention this week some things that I had been hearing and try and refute them as best I can. I really enjoyed Action #1. I think it's really cool. It shows Superman in his beginning stages. He doesn't quite yet have his full power ability. He can't fly, and things are able to hurt him. But as is what Superman should be doing, he risks himself knowing that there is personal injury involved. This has been a problem for some years for some people. People have said that what kind of a hero is Superman if he really isn't sacrificing anything? What kind of risk is he taking if nothing can hurt him? What's the big deal if he's completely invulnerable and there's no threat? Why would I even want to read if nothing's going to happen to this character? And I know that no matter what he goes through, he's always going to come out alive unless it's some stunt like Doomsday back in the 90s. Why would I read? Because every page I turn, I know that there's nothing that's going to happen on the next page that's really going to surprise me. The guy always does the right thing, and he doesn't have to worry about not doing the right thing because no one can hurt him, no one can stop him, so he doesn't ever have to make any compromises, and he's not really making any sacrifice. I disagree with this, but I do understand the sentiment. He was a little bit at times portrayed as overpowered and able to do too much. So I'm pretty excited that in this new take he hasn't yet reached his full potential, and who knows how long it'll take. And when he does reach the full potential, will he be there where he was before, to where almost nothing can hurt him? In Action Comics #1, we see a Superman that is a no-nonsense sort of Superman. He does take out bullies. He does beat down people who seemingly deserve to be beat down. And he does, with a smile on his face, scare the wits out of a scumbag. Do I have a problem with this? No, I do not. A lot of people are saying that this Superman is a jerk or a D-bag. I won't go into what that means, but I disagree. The reason I disagree is because it's not like he's being a jerk to just anyone. He is going and taking care of people who deserve to be taken care of. Now, there were some violent-looking attacks in this book. We don't see how it happens. We just see a man through a wall. We see a man smashed onto a piano. And probably the complainers are correct. And if you were smashed into a piano and you were just a normal human being, it would probably do a lot of damage to you. I'm going to give Superman the benefit of the doubt and say that he did exactly what was needed to knock the guy unconscious. And sure, he'll have some bruising and maybe even a broken bone. But also, I think it is said even in the story, my understanding is that Superman's powers are gaining as he goes on. So when the police officer says 6 months ago this guy wasn't even anywhere near this powerful, I think maybe even Clark doesn't realize that he has grown more powerful. So as he goes on, he's going to learn that he has to taper it back. And we're going to get to that point where in the current comic books before the new launch, Superman would say things like, if I didn't pull my punches, I'd turn people to paste. So I don't think it's as bad as people are pointing it out to be, and I think a wife abuser who continues to abuse his wife and beat her black and blue deserves himself sometimes to be beaten that way, to see how it feels and to show that it's something he shouldn't be doing and he won't be allowed to get away with. This is a Superman that was popular when he first came about, a no-nonsense guy standing up for those who were oppressed, and a wife being beaten by a bully husband is certainly someone who is oppressed. Obviously, we all understand that the Superman of today has always been a more peaceful guy, a guy who handles what needs to be done and takes on powerful threats, but doesn't beat up normal humans. And I expect that he won't be doing that forever, but he's also going to be a more tough Superman, a guy who stands for what's right, no matter who disagrees. And I think partially what we see at the beginning is that this businessman who was corrupt probably paid some of the authority figures off too, and Superman's a little tired of seeing this kind of thing happen. I also like the baggy clothes on Clark and the glasses. It really makes him look like a completely different person from when he's Superman. And the jeans and small cape don't bother me. I think it's a makeshift design that he came up with. It makes more sense, really, than spending a lot of time trying to become a tailor. Clark Kent's not a tailor, but he does want to get out and help people. So it's possible 6 months before, even 6 months before that, he was just going out in whatever clothes he had on. And then he thought, maybe I should wear this. So it's just a symbol so that people, bad guys and good guys alike, know that I'm there. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, always look up in the sky.